So what has happened is around 2 years ago, ChatGPT just got introduced to the general public. And that's when there was this mindset shift that there is something AI which is coming for our jobs. And that is the way the world is suddenly moving. It's not that AI was not being researched before that. It's not that there was no talk about AI or technology advancements. But that sudden thing made people think this is the latest and the next technology. Similarly, it's just not with healthcare. It's in other fields with engineering, artists. Everyone is worried whether AI will come for your jobs. So the aim is to try and not let AI use you, but to use AI to advance your career growth. And healthcare is one field where AI has a lot of potential. Now, AI is not just AI. There's a background behind it. That is data science. You just cannot start an AI company without having any data fed into it. So understanding and analyzing the data science behind it is also essential. So IIHMR, which is one of the famous universities in our country, has stepped on the gear and come up with an AI and data science course for healthcare people. So before we even get into the essence of whether this course is right, what is taught in this course, I would like Kundan to help us out and try and understand basically what is AI in healthcare and where does data science come into it.
Yeah, hi everyone. Yeah, my name is Kaizen, and I primarily work as a health consultant, more focused on the technology domain of health. I'm audible properly?
Yeah, it's not very clear, but it's bad. We can listen to you.
Okay. So I'll just start with a small story, okay, and part of my experience, which is part of the story. A few years back, we did a research where we called 100 doctors and gave them a single MRI scan report of a particular patient who was suspected to have cancer. Now, all the 100 professionals who are doctors, they are having almost, we selected them with the basis of their educational qualification. So, all are almost same in educational as well as experience wise. So, now the question was that how you assess this particular report. My question to all of us, including Satish, to you and the students, do you think all the 100 doctors are going to assess and give the same response to this particular report? The result was the
Absolutely not.
variation is 62. Yeah, exactly. So the result was 60 to 80% variation. Then what we did is that we sent them back, again call them after 3 months. We changed the patient's name, but the report remains very much the same. And again, the same 100 doctors are called in and asked for their response again to validate this particular MRI report for the same patient only by changing the name because we're doing it as part of a experiment, you can say. So then we got the data point where the same doctor has given two assessments, one 3 years before, one is 3 months before, 3 months after. So the variation is 40%. So what it comes very clear that yes, doctors are great individuals, they have excellent skill, but when we are treating, it's the opinion, end of the day, that comes out of the doctor. So that's why, like in our experience, all of us, we have always gone for taking second opinion, third opinion about any kind of critical disease assessment. Okay. But when it comes to a machine, we do not question whether the MRI is done on Siemens, GE, or any other machine. Okay. The reason being is that machines don't change much because they're fed with memory, they're fed with processor, and based on and their imaging technology which are there, and based on that they come up with the results. And in between machines from different vendors, again there might be minor changes but not major changes. So what things are happening in healthcare is that eventually healthcare is getting more into a hybrid skill. Of course, healthcare and medical science remains at the core because that is the very much fundamental. But the enhancements, which is more, as you correctly said, data science memory management, processing, faster speed to respond back on the decision. That is where something where AI has completely complemented and highly benefited this particular profession. So now, at this point in time, in my assessment and my exposure and my interface with all the medical science professionals around the world, I can say with full confidence, ownership, and accountability that AI, particular, irrespective of other professions, we're not discussing that one, but particularly in healthcare, it is 100% complements the capability of a healthcare profession or professional, whether it is a pharmaceutical, medical science, doctor, any particular segment of medical science, healthcare and AI is a complementary offer. And if we do not adopt to that, trust me, the gap is only going to widen. And in the long term, irrespective of how great the professional with his medical science background, but the relevance is going to go down. Okay, that's what my experience, and I'm putting all these things very candidly. And all of us, we have seen in the last number of years how the technology involvement and inclusion in a healthcare or a treatment domain is coming and essential, and people are getting benefit out of it. So yeah, so that's my response to your question, and I hope I answered it correctly.
Understood. So basically, Kundan is telling dentists out there, if you're a BDS graduate, most of you are, if you're an MBBS graduate, AI might not take your jobs, okay? But if you do not use it well, you are going to be lagging behind. That's very easy to say for someone who's not from a BDS background. Okay, so my next question is to Sravya. I know you made this shift from BDS into get to AI. Okay, everyone can tell you AI is the next big thing, but there would have been some fear when you had to make that jump from a clinical field to something which usually dentists don't get into. You have heard of MHA, MPH, and everything. What was the fear you had, and how did you feel?
So, firstly, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining. My biggest fear was that I came from a dental background and now from not from engineering or computer science. I used to think, what if I cannot understand coding or any technical concepts like that? So I was scared that everyone else would already know these things and I would be left behind. I think this is something many students from healthcare background feel, right? We are used to patient care diagnosis, theory, and clinical work. Suddenly entering a field where people talk about Python, algorithms, data sets, and machine learning can feel intimidating. You need not to know everything from day one. You just need patience, consistency, and willingness to learn slowly. I also understood that this field is not about being perfect immediately. It's about learning step by step and giving yourself time. Yeah, that's from my side.
Understood. So you basically had this fear, but then you realize that it is doable
Yes,
and coding is not
yes,
compulsory.
yes,
Inosh, I want to ask you a personal
yes.
question. Okay.
Yes, yes. Good evening, everyone. Thanks
Uh,
for joining.
uh, Shravya told it like very perfectly in a formal way that I thought about the career, I'll make the shift and everything. But tell me, there would be someone in your family or friends who would have told you that these 5 years of BDS, have you wasted them? Why did you do that? And forget about people telling you. When people keep telling you all these things, there is a part of you which feels that, have I actually wasted 5 years in BDS? Okay. So did you ever have that feeling when you made this shift?
Actually, I think it gave me an unfair advantage because
Oh,
every AI model in healthcare is only as good as the clinical logic behind it. I have sat with patients, I have made diagnosis under pressure, I have seen where the system fails people. No GitHub course or no any online courses teaches you that. That is where we were trained for 5 years. So when I'm building something in healthcare AI, I'm not guessing what the problem is. I have already lived it. The engineers' works are brilliant, but they have never held a probe and looked a patient in the eye. That gap is where I sit and where we BDS graduates sit while doing the AI in healthcare course.
okay. So this is like a very confident set of two people they have sent. Inosh, behind all this, tell me when you started the course, there would be some fears, some difficulties you face. Everything is not always glamorous. You didn't enter AI saying, I'm going to be a champ, and day one you knew coding, day two you knew maths. There would
Yes.
have surely been some difficulties you faced. Okay, be honest about those difficulties, what you faced, and how did you overcome them. Honest answers.
Yes, basically we as dentists, why we join MBBS or BDS, basically our mindset will be we are weak in maths. Okay, we don't know finance, we don't know coding, nothing. But when we joined this course, we were taught by 0 plus 0, 0 plus 1, from that basic level to the complex data analytics we were taught. And the lectures are so amazing. And the first month, I genuinely thought I made a mistake. I remember opening my first
That's the
Python
answer I
error.
wanted to hear.
Yeah. I remember opening my first Python error and having absolutely no idea what it meant. I screenshotted it and stayed it like I was seeing an X-ray in my third year. I couldn't read it. Okay, then, but that feeling, that's actually familiar territory for a dentist. We have all had that first root canal where nothing went the way the textbook said. You don't quit, you figure it out. So I applied the same logic. Slow down, go back to basic, ask for help without shame. That's the way through. Then you don't need to learn coding. The AI is doing everything. You just need to know the logic behind it. Everything is done by GPT, Claude nowadays. But you should know how the machine runs. You should know what, if any error is there, any manual error, you should just know the basics. It's not like the engineers, we learn everything. We just know how the engine works, how the flow goes, and we have an idea of seeing by an engineer's perspective because we know the coding, and from the doctor's perspective because we know the patients.
Okay, so basically, Inosh is telling being a dentist is an advantage. Okay,
Yes.
Sravya, I want you to butt him in and tell me exactly is he right? And there will be some
Yes,
other
yes, sir.
difficulties. How did you overcome it? See, there'll be sleepless nights, right? You wanted to go home, do that coding, or do
Yeah.
that mathematical understanding of how the data science part of it works. What were the difficulties you faced, Sravya, and how did you feel at that point of time?
Yes, sir. I do agree with Inosh. You need not to be an expert in mathematics or statistics before joining, but you should be mentally prepared to learn them. In AI and data science, concepts like probability, statistics, basic maths come regularly. These concepts are important because AI works with data, and to understand data, you need some understanding of maths and statistics, right? So, in the beginning, it may feel little difficult. I also felt nervous because I had not been in touch with these subjects for a long time. But the good thing is that you need not you do not need very advanced mathematics initially. If you slowly build your basics and practice regularly, you can definitely manage it. The most important thing is not to be afraid of the subject. Many people think that if they are weak in maths, they cannot do the course. That is not at all true. You need not to have you need not to know everything before joining. You just need the willingness to learn and improve gradually.
Understood. So till now, what I've understood for the people who have just joined in, what Kundan said was AI is the future. Okay. And those planning to get into non-clinical, AI forms a good basis because it is going to be a part and parcel of healthcare. Then we had Enosh and Stravya tell us when they entered, the initial problems mainly what both of them faced was coding maths. Okay. The advantage is the teachers there are teaching absolutely from basic. But the fear is you have to learn all these things from scratch. What Inosh pointed out is you might not need to know the entire mathematics model. You not need to know entire coding, but you have to know at least the basics that if anything goes wrong when the AI is formatting your codes or creating it, you should be able to take in corrective action. So this is what we have understood till now. Okay. So Inosh, my next question to you is you have worked as a dentist. Okay. So you have seen what happens in a clinic. How is your day different when you're doing this course as compared to a clinical dentist or someone who's doing BDS, MDS? What does your day look like?
Okay, in dentistry, the day has a rhythm. The unit switches on, the first patient walks in, you go through the motions, examination, treatment, documentation, next patient. There is a comfort in that structure, a certainty. The day I left that behind, I had no bell to tell me to start and no patient to tell me to stop. The first few weeks felt like floating, no urgency, no anchor, but then something shifted. I started building things. A pipeline here, a model there, And I realized the urgency now comes from inside. You're not treating one patient. You are building something that could, if done right, eventually would touch millions of them. That's when the floating stopped. Then I haven't looked back. And yes, you feel sometime when you sit in front of the computer from morning to the evening, and you feel like, oh, did I take the right decision? Clinics was better. But once the model is built, once you see the results in the screen, you have the same satisfaction when the satisfaction you have when you treat 10 or 15 patients, the same satisfaction we also get it, because when you see the building a model takes so much of hours to build a model. We train on data, then we are doctors, we were taught everything, and it takes a week or two to build a model. Then when we see the results, we feel the same satisfaction what a doctor feels when he treats the patient.
Okay, so you're saying basically the gestation period or the waiting time is more. So when you're
Yes.
working on a model, for you, the number of hours you have to put in before you start seeing results and before the compounding effect takes in is slightly more in
Yes.
AI and healthcare as compared to basically in dentistry. That is one
Yes.
thing. But once you get into the rhythm of your coding and you start enjoying the process, that's where
Yes.
the actual magic lies, correct?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Great, got that. But now, see here, I would like to take the next question to Kundan. Okay. These guys like Inosh and Stravia have just got into this course. They are just learning the basics and everything. You have been there, you have done that. Okay. So I want to ask you, what the foundational skills do people know? One they said is maths and coding. What are the other foundational skills these BDS students who are trying to make the jump should know?
Uh, well, so there are two parts to it. One, we have to understand where we are right now, and considering the changes which are happening globally and in the context of healthcare and AI, how things are going to evolve in the next not couple of years, like 2 to 3 years, but in long term around 10 to 15 years. So we all accept, and what we're realizing now is that services with AI, services is eventually going to reduce, and there is a lot of productization of services are coming up. That's why the Indian IT service story, all of us, we know where exactly it is heading. So as we are implementing more AI to healthcare, we are going to see a lot of productization of the components which are finally going to interface with patients. You might have heard that in China, they have come up with a 10,000 patient treatment, a hospital which doesn't have a doctor, but it is completely managed and maintained and operated by AI agents. So those are the things which are going to come. No one is going to stop it because that is the capability of the technology and it is going to come in. But it is not necessarily says that that is possible without the competency and the components or contribution of healthcare professionals. Because eventually, when we talk about healthcare, it's going to be finally certified because you need someone to certify that one. So I will put it this way that in the coming future, the profession, like particularly someone who does management with a healthcare background, the opportunities which are coming in the market, it is more extended beyond healthcare, more in terms of sales and marketing, response management, insurance life cycle management. So there are multiple diverse opportunities which are coming. But that needs two ways. One, the individual need to ready to adopt, and the education syllabus and all need to dynamically align to the requirement of the industry. So there is a lot to be done both from the educational institute, which IHMR is very much aligned and they're continuously updating that in close coordination with the industry, because end of the day, industry is going to take the individuals. Okay. So there is a lot of effort happening on that side, but for the new students, whether it is IHMR or Goa Institute or all the healthcare institute, now they are going to revise and adopt with the new changes which are happening. And the students are going to completely you cannot you need to adopt to more of a hybrid skill, okay, which is core is going to be healthcare and technology, and further integrated to customer management, insurance knowledge, digital twin. So there are diverse areas that one needs to get ready with, to equip with.
Understood. See, Kundaji, but you have explained about how this is going to help dentists, this course is going to do. I want to know what all is going to be taught in this course. Now, if I'm a BDS student, now I understood maths I have to learn. I have to learn, say, coding. Other than this, what all things I will be taught which will make me competent when I come out? Currently, what's being taught?
Yeah, so one part is, of course, because as we go to AI, there is a component of technology which pretty much like with all the basic technology, data set, data analytics, that is the component is very much there. That is one. But there is a lot of, because it is not only AI that is getting integrated to healthcare, but with that, there is a massive change which is happening in the healthcare AI ecosystem and business model. Okay. There are new type of startups which are coming with AI healthcare, okay, with different innovations. So, apart from the base knowledge, which is the technology, healthcare, and all, there has to be continual integration with the industry-specific innovation need to be, and that is something which which is happening, real time in the market, and that has to happen real time integrated to the course studies as well. So that's why, like, IHMR's integration or their involvement, calling guest faculties who are into startups, coming up with new innovations in AI, integrating to healthcare, those inputs are going to give new light and new fresh, new oxygen to the students, and that's going to give them the ray of hope that how they're going to diversify, because there are a number of solutions in healthcare which are yet to come. Okay, so it is not the traditional operation or traditional way. They have to only look at to those areas, but there are new innovations that are something which need to be quite a lot focused. So the course curriculum is going to address both the traditional one, which is the base course, and as well as real-time one, which is more integrated with the industry.
Okay. So my next question is to Shravya. You have just finished your
Yes,
first year. Okay. So I want to know, okay, we have spoken about maths coding, okay, creating models. I want to know what else have you been taught? Number one, okay, and is it only technical things you're being taught? What else are you currently learning?
definitely technical skills are very much important. Like these concepts are not just technical for the being sake of technical. They help us solve real healthcare problems. For example, AI and data science can help in predicting diseases early, understanding patient data better, improving diagnosis. Before learning this field, I thought technology and healthcare were completely separate, but now I feel they actually work well together. Since I come from a dental background, I personally feel that these skills can be used in areas like predicting oral diseases, studying patient records, and improving dental care. For example, in future, AI may help dentists identify problems earlier, support better treatment planning. So, learning these concepts, I understood that they are not separate from healthcare. They actually make healthcare smarter and better.
Again, I want you to tell me what are you learning other than technical stuff? Inush
Like
or Kundan or Shravya, anyone can take this answer. Other than technical, what are the other subjects which are being taught in the course? What are you being taught? Tell me the names of the subjects.
Can I answer this
Uh,
so,
question?
we are being
Absolutely.
Yeah. Basically, AI and data science. Apart from that, ours is a management institution. So we are
Okay,
also taught how an hospital works. We
good.
are also taught on communication and personality
Perfect.
development. Then we are also made given group studies. Then
Okay.
regarding this, many of the cyber crimes which took place, like cyber attack which took place in US hospitals, we are given case studies. We do a deep
yes.
case study on that. We are also
That's
taught about
very good.
cyber security. We are also taught about cyber security, how the basic fingerprint works, how we secure the hospital, and how to avoid hackers hacking the hospital system. And we are also taught about EMR, EHR, and we are also taught about how in hospital rise, how did Manipal Hospital became into this large scale. We were also taken to Narayana for a field visit, and
Very good.
we were also taken to some of the startups such as Cloud Physician, like ICU. They're a startup of ICU, and we lively saw how the system is working. And when we are taken to Narayana for field visit, they have something called as Atma software. We went into the room. We also met Dr. Devi Shetty, who is the chairman of Narayana, and we also had a conversation with them. And we also have many of the guest lecturers who are the startup founders who come and train us for 2-3 days, like how we can contribute them and how did they overcome the issues of the healthcare problems.
This is actually the advantage of being in IHMR. Okay, why I was asking on this question is because I've spoken to a lot of students who have been in IHMR. Okay, the advantage of doing a course from an amazing institute is they have this entire background. They have alumni working at the right places. They have the right connections. So it becomes easy for you to go to these places and learn on the ground. So basically, you will not be learning just the technical skills. You will be learning the entire ecosystem, which is there behind to see that these technical skills work. Okay. So now, Kundan, you have been there in this field for ages. I want to ask you the question is, we've spoken about technical quite a lot. What are the soft skills or other skills people who are planning to get in this field should try and develop?
I think I'll be putting a very critical issue that right now in India,
Kundan, your voice is cracking.
and particularly in healthcare, that we all think that is more to play with the environmental resources. And in time, in line with all what is happening, ability with healthcare, we have at this point in time in the sustainability and healthcare 5.0, 4.0, that particular segment. It is not only AI, digital, and all. Healthcare is an industry which is highly resource intensive. Okay, we use a lot of natural, whether it's water or all the equipment or solutions for services, for treatment, everything that we use. So there is a lot on sustainability that needs to be integrated with our AI learning.
Okay. I think we have lost you there. We got the essence of it that AI is not just about what we call learning about AI. You need to even understand the sustainability part of it. So my next question, I'll be shifting to Stravya.
Yeah, but
Okay.
yeah,
Stravya, when you entered AI in healthcare course, okay, why didn't you think of general AI courses? There are so many AI courses not related to healthcare. Why did you select the one with healthcare?
Sir, because these concepts are not just technical, they help us solve real world problems like AI and data science can help predicting diseases earlier, understanding patient data better, improving
Shravya,
diagnosis.
your audio
So
is
this
not
is
clear.
not
Hello, Shravya, can you hear me?
before reducing mistakes and all.
I think your voice is cracking,
So
Shravya. Your audio is not clear.
before learning this field, I thought technology and oral and
Shravya, we would come back to you after 2 minutes. Your audio is not
but
clear.
now I feel actually both work
Could you just put
together.
Shravya on mute, IHMR Bangalore? We'll get back
Yes,
to
sir.
this question once she's clear.
Yes, sir.
I'll add 2-3 points for what the question you asked to Shravya.
Thank you, Inosh.
Yeah, the question was basically why we didn't choose any other AI courses, right? Yeah, because yes, AI is taught. There is no course is designed for healthcare professionals. There
Absolutely.
are AI courses in the market, and even if we go and join, we will be taught about the data set like finance data or the other data. Like what we can taste what is AI only if they provide us healthcare data. And that is actually what IIHMR is doing. Whatever the models we build, whatever the AI they are teaching us, everything is based on hospital and healthcare data. And the person who teaches us is also a gynecologist and who has his PhD done in IIT. So he is a doctor and an engineer. He is the one who teaches us. He knows the healthcare system, he knows the AI. He is the one who teaches us, and we also align to his rhythm and we understand the concepts clearly. So this is the best course. Like if we had chosen other field, we would we would have been confused like what to do. But here we were not confused. We were in the same track. So this is good.
Understood. So what Shravya said, okay, I understood Shravya was trying to explain, but the volume was an issue. People couldn't hear her. What she said was, the essence of what she said was, she thought of general courses, but the problem with general courses are they're just generalized. They are not solving real world issues. Shravya joined healthcare
Yes,
because
sir.
she wanted to solve real world issues. And she saw healthcare AI is doing exactly that.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So I understand the essence, and that's a very good mindset to have, I guess, because we are doctors. We came there to provide services, and getting into healthcare AI makes more sense for us because we understand the field, like Inosh said, and it is something in which we can help our patients and build real solutions. Very well said, Stravya. And thank you for the input, Inosh. I want to ask you both guys, okay? Stravya and Inosh.
Yes, sir.
Either one can take the question first. Did you ever doubt yourself? It's been 1 year. You're given your exams. First year exams are done. You're going to get into your internship now, where you're going to go and see how the real world works. Honest answers. Were there moments of doubt, and what helped you?
Yes, sir. We do have doubts. This field is actually challenging. I came with the mindset that I have to get adapted to this. However difficult it is, I should practice. I should maintain consistency, and I should overcome it. However it may be. So I have practiced consistently. That was really helpful for me to build my basics and foundation.
Understood. So you have to be willing to go through it. That's what Stravya says. Inosh, what's your answer to this?
Yeah, I'd be lying if I would say it is all always
Can you
easy.
hear? Yes,
There
sir.
was a moment at a family function, someone casually asked me, "So what exactly do you do now?" And I couldn't explain it in one clean sentence. That hit harder than I expected. Because as a dentist, your identity is obvious. People get it instantly. They respect it. Here you are building something most people around you don't understand yet. AI, in the economy, World Economy Forum, it was like India people know AI, but people who use ChatGPT and AI is only 26% of us use. Like AI is still a buzzword in very rural part of India, and if you tell people I am doing AI, people don't understand it. But you should be so confident because you are building something which will affect large amount of people. And I didn't leave dentistry because it failed me. I left because I saw an healthcare system sitting on a mountain of data, doing almost nothing meaningful with it. And AI is disrupting everything, but healthcare, it is starting to disrupt. It has not disrupted. And healthcare is something, lot of money is there, and corporates are pumping in money for AI. And big hospitals are also building apps, and they have their own chatbots. Any Apollo, any of the websites you open, they have their own chatbots. And an engineer cannot build an AI chatbot for an hospital or any of the healthcare system. They need people who know healthcare, who know coding, who knows patients, who know how an hospital works, who know the receptionist, who know the cleaning lady. Like every knowledge we are having, we are taught everything. So I think that would be a very good thing about IHM. We are taught everything. And when we are taken to hospitals, and we also do a case study of opening a website of the hospitals. We see how the UI UX has been designed of the websites, and what is AI chatbot, and how to respond. We are taught everything. So this is a challenging field, but it's also an interesting field to get in.
Understood. So I'll just take a few quick questions. One question is this an online or an offline course? This is a 2-year offline course. Second, today's program is focused on, we are discussing about, is there potential in AI in healthcare? Because IHMR has a program focused in it. We are running their second cohort. That means second batch. First batch has already graduated. So I wanted to know whether this works. So this webinar is related to that. The third question was, can you please ask about job placement, career opportunities, salary and scope? Yes, Vaikari, we'll be coming to it. So on that question, what she's asked, Shravya, are there IT jobs or AI related jobs once you finish this course? Because you went into this course.
Yes, sir.
First thing, you were interested in serving the people, correct? You wanted to build real technology. So you got into
Yes,
it.
yes, sir.
But with real technology, are there real job opportunities?
Yes, the good thing is that we like you do not have to leave your healthcare background behind to enter AI or IT. In fact, your healthcare knowledge becomes your biggest strength after coming into this course. Today, there is growing need for people who understand both healthcare and technology. This is why there are different direct paths from healthcare studies into roles related to IT, data, and health tech. Instead of moving straight into a highly technical software roles, many students first enter bridge roles like healthcare analytics, healthcare informatics, clinical research, or healthcare AI support. The pathway usually looks like you begin by learning a few technical skills like Excel, statistics, or Python, uh, and then slowly apply them to healthcare problems you already understand. So rather than starting from zero, you're actually building on knowledge you already have. That is what makes healthcare students unique in this field. We
Okay,
also
Shravya, we'll stop you there. Your voice is breaking.
problem,
Uh, Shravya,
and now we
IIHMR
are
Bangalore, could you please pause the
talking.
voice? Yeah. Dimple and Saraswati are absolutely right. The voice is slightly echoing. We're not able to understand. I got a gist of what she said. I will tell you that, and then I'll get put the question to Inosh and Kundan as well. What she said is there are job opportunities. It's basically if you do it, for example, a data science course, there are job opportunities where they need a lot of data entries which are done. So there are these huge healthcare systems which are being built in the background. For that, they prefer dentists, doctors who can understand the data and see whether the data is correct or not. Okay, there are many people who can do the data entries. Other than that, what Shravya was telling also, that there are various hospitals who are each one is building their own separate system behind. This is what Kundan said in the first, that various IT technologies are productized. For people who didn't understand this, I'll explain. First, each one used to buy a one big software and they used to sell it to say 20, 30 different hospitals. Okay. Because the cost of creating that software was very expensive. Now, using AI technology as such, each hospital can make their own software at a more customized, cheaper rate. This is called productization of IT technology, what Kundan was trying to explain in the start. So when each hospital or each conglomerate is trying to create their own data set from all the data they have collected from their patient, their own background software, to run those softwares, they might not need 20, 30 people, but each hospital would need a few people to see whether those data are fine, whether those systems are running properly or not. This is where the initial opportunity lies, as everyone is doing this. First, Inosh, I would like your inputs followed by Kundan's. What are the other job opportunities out there?
Okay. Job opportunities, basically we will be hired as an healthcare analyst. Okay, like we analyze the data of the hospital or any insurance companies hire us, and big hospitals also hire us as an health IT system. They have their own EMR and EHR. They hire us basically, and once the first year is done in the coursework, we are also posted for interview for internship for 3 months. For example, I just attended an interview some days back. I am posted in Kochi for under an hospital on health IT system. So people hire us for as an healthcare analyst, UI UX design analyst, business developer, and like basic analyst role. They hire us because we understand the healthcare data. Yes.
Understood. Kundan, would you like to add to this? What are the job opportunities available?
Yeah, with my experience, what I'm finding now, I'll categorize into various segments. And talking to the prospective students, I'll put salary as a, let's say, ladder to explain the profiles. So at the top, I'll put it is because now healthcare requirement, particularly when you're integrating with management skill set, the top one, the one which is the cream in salary bracket, that is sales and marketing. So think about you're selling MRI scanner of GE or Siemens or Philips. Okay, so that needs altogether extensive healthcare knowledge, marketing knowledge, relationship management, street smart personality. So that is the one which is at the top. Then comes is healthcare business consulting, okay, which is like Ben McKinsey, those kind of areas. So that needs a lot of strong background because eventually you're going to consult a pharma company or a healthcare company or maybe a chain of hospitals. Okay, so that has multiple business responsibility, business knowledge integrated with healthcare. Then you come to the technology domain, which is more in the volume segment. Okay, that is your other subset that health analyst, IT analyst, who are working in IT companies as well as in few of the startup product companies. So that is where the volume jobs are there, or in hospital also in EHR, EMR implementation support system, that kind of. So opportunity is diverse, but it aligns again closely how you position yourself in that particular segment, and that not only based on your knowledge, your skill set, and but also more to do with your soft skill management, your personality management, that side. So I foresee in that way because that's what I have been seeing in the last number of years.
Perfect. This one question, okay, from the audience. This is for Shravya and Inosh. You guys made the shift from clinical to non-clinical. Was it difficult to convince your parents that, first of all, they can understand hospital management, even if it is non-clinical? They can understand public health, even if it is non-clinical. This is not just non-clinical, it is something which they would find it difficult because it's a new branch and a new field. How did you convince your parents? You can tell me if your parents were absolutely chill, they're like free to do whatever you want, or if you had to make an effort, you can be honest with that also. Let the audience know as it is. Shravya or Inosh can take this question.
So can you hear me now?
Absolutely, finally. Good to hear you.
Yes, yes, sir. There was a network issue. Sorry for the disturbance, sir.
No problem.
So, firstly, my parents were okay with it because they know me that I will step when it is like useful, like when it is it perfect only. I'll step into that field. Like when I feel something good, they know that she knows that that this is something good for her. So they believed in me actually. They believed in me, and I came to this course with the mindset that it will be challenging. Obviously, I came with the mindset like I have to adapt to the technical skills, whatever it might be. I have to learn them, practice them regularly, stay consistent, be patient, and whatnot. Like whatever skills they are required, I have to upgrade myself. Not like college will give the foundation, but we have to upskill ourselves. So that's the mindset I came to this campus.
Understood. Inosh, how was it convincing your parents?
Yeah, it was kind of hard convincing my parents because it is not like it's not normalized yet. Yeah, and healthcare is something new in the industry, and when I finished my BDS, then I gave my NEET, and I was in a dilemma to join MDS or doing an MBA. And MBA in healthcare management is given by all the institution, and AI is something new. And I also attended your webinar in the first. You had done the webinar. I also attended that webinar as the audience who are attending it now. Then I did my.
I
part
hope
of
it is a
homework.
good decision you took after attending the webinar.
Yes. I attended the webinar. Then I did my own homework, like what is it. Then I asked questions to ChatGPT, like what normally people do. Then it was kind of hard convincing my parents, but I had my independence of choosing whatever I want. So my dad and mom were okay. After they came, they saw the institution. Then I explained. Then they spoke with the lecturers and the admission team. They were all friendly. and they
Understood.
also helped convincing my parents. And the IHMR also had conducted some induction program where they introduced what is AI, everything, and it's good. Yes.
Understood. Kundan, this question is to you. Okay. These guys are telling this innovation, Stravya, I have this utopian thought that we doctors are wanted by AI. Everyone wants us. The healthcare wants us. Be honest. Do they prefer engineers in AI and healthcare, or do they prefer doctors? Honest answer.
The honest answer is that you need, like, end of the day, you need a professional who is for the next 2 decades. Okay, when he's investing at this point in time, because you know, 2 years get a job and again get into a trap. What for the
Okay.
next 20 years? Understand, healthcare is the one which is going.
I think
So
there is
today
a
is 90.
disturbance with your voice, Kundan.
Is it better?
Yeah, it's
Hello?
better now.
Hello?
Yeah, say.
Oh, what I'm saying is that in the next, if you look at now, the components of the requirement in the industry, if technology is 10%, healthcare is 90%. In the next 1 decade, you will see that its technology is going to be percentage-wise taking over the healthcare, component in the overall offering. Okay, whether it is a hospital, whether it is a pharma company, whether it is a AI machine, healthcare equipments and all, eventually technology is going to play a much larger role. And that is what industry is adopting to. So if you look at any hospital today, every hospital budget of in technology investment is always in a positive swing. Okay, so keeping that into mind, I strongly recommend, and even to engineers and students, I have recommended to do healthcare management. People wish to look at technology because that is going to benefit healthcare to be more aligned
Kundan, your voice
the
is cracking.
opportunity in healthcare than in comparison to their own IT. Oh,
Understood. Your
I'm so
voice is
sorry.
cracking, but I got a gist of it. So I will just tell what you said in short, basically. The first point, what Kundan is saying is currently in healthcare, 90% is healthcare, 10% is technology. So they need currently more healthcare professionals to help boost AI and everything. As AI systems sit in place, the technology sits in place, they may later not require as much as healthcare professionals. But currently, to understand the entire system, they need quite a few questions. This. I would like to take this question to Dr. Akash. He has left dentistry since ages. I know his journey, and he has been into data science and living this. So, Akash, could you please come in and help me out here?
Yeah, hi, Dr. Satish. Yeah. Sorry, I was traveling, but yeah, hopefully my voice is clear. I think this dilemma is there from the industry. When we were placing our first batch also, many were saying, these are healthier guys. What will they contribute? They will be, vibe coding and all those things. But what we also seen in last, I think, a year or so, when the industry has shifted so much, is that the acceptance is there. The hospitals do have their own teams, and they prefer that those teams are led by the healthcare guys only. The core IT companies like say Infosys and all, they are also opening a healthcare divisions and all those things where they can place a group of doctors with engineers so they can work on the project. So that I think change is coming. It would be a bit more time, maybe another year or so. Still, this becomes a new normal where multidisciplinary teams should work together rather than just core engineers. But yeah, I think the change is happening, and the change is happening really fast. We hope that another year or so, and this is the industry would be much more open for looking at a dentist coding or a MBBS guy doing coding is not just vibe coding, but rather they know what they're doing. And actually, there are many good examples. Like we have many doctors who have started their own tech companies. So the way of looking at it is changing. It takes some time, there are few people who still don't accept this change, but industry has been one or two more batches, and we'll see this is much.
Understood. So Akash is basically saying that their initial batch, most of them have got placed, and they are seeing that the acceptance in technology companies is increasing, and along not just with data sciences, they are accepting dentists who code and getting into the AI core part as well. That's the brief of what he said. Before we wrap up today's session, I want one advice. So then there are like around still, we started with 110, there's still 90 people who want to know about this course. So, honest advice to someone who's watching this course and is thinking of getting into AI in healthcare. We'll start with Inosh.
Um, my advice would be you need not to get fear like I don't know anything about coding. AI is something different. You can come as a dentist. You can step in as a dentist, and they will teach you from basic. There is no need to fear or get anxious about. You can eventually learn and you can understand from the basic to the engineer level. Like we understand like what the terms people speak. As a no, before joining IHM, I did not know the technical terms. Anything really, other than dentistry, I didn't know any technical terms. Frankly, Python, I just know Python. That's it. But they'll teach you from basics. You just need to work on it consistently, and you can succeed in AI and healthcare course. And I tell my fellow dentists who are attending this webinar, it's a good chance. You can also connect to us individually also, or our numbers are provided. We can speak face to face if you people want to speak, and if you want to know many more details. And I tell everyone to please come and join the course. That's it.
Understood. For those who are attending today's webinar, there is a feedback form which will be posted. Give your feedback, as in what doubt you still have, what was not answered, what we could have done better. Yes, the audio was an issue. Other than that, what we could have corrected. Please give your feedback in the feedback form there. Stravya, what is your advice to the people who are attending?
Yes, sir. Firstly, do not get scared if you are from a non-technical background. In the beginning, you will definitely feel confused. You may feel technical terms are too difficult. I also felt the same. But do not compare yourself with others. This is the main thing. Learn slowly, ask questions, and give yourself time. If you are already come from if you already come from a healthcare background, you already have one big advantage that you understand the problems that need to be solved. Not only you need to learn the tools. Now you only need to learn the tools. Also remember that the college or course may give you the foundation, but you have to continuously upskill yourself. You have to be curious, practice regularly, and keep learning beyond the classroom. Be patient and stay consistent. But this course is very much useful, and it is definitely worth if you are interested in combining healthcare and technology. Yes, this course, do join IIHMR Bangalore. I suggest you to join.
Great. Kundan, take home advice.
I'll be putting it simply that at this point in time, whether you are healthcare or automobile or any sector, one cannot avoid AI. AI is now closely integrated to all the sectors or all the verticals. That includes healthcare. IHMR provides a fantastic platform because they have taken initiative to introduce this. That's one. Second is that, of course, like as the student said, that when you join, you do find there is gap. Okay, but identifying the gap is the best thing because then only you can address the gap. And to address the gap, you have your professors to help you out. Like Akash sir is here, so I know like they consistently they work with the student and they help them out. So it's a course which is for 2 years. So the sooner you identify the gap and identify your strength and play or invest in your gap and get yourself updated with all the technology, with the support of professors, industries, you are well placed and more aligned and relevant to the industry. So that's what I will say. But if you completely avoid, I think then that's definitely not something which is right. Anyone who is going to recommend, whether it is me or anyone for that matter. AI is now part of healthcare, and please adopt it.
Great. Ansari ji, I would prefer if you could share a mobile number in the comment section there so that people who want to contact you regarding the fees, regarding the scholarship opportunities can connect. So please post a mobile number at the comment section.
Yeah, Dr.
Akash, what is your final take-home advice?
Yeah, I think, see, there are two things which we expect from students. One is that they have, also we are also learning along with them. The entire AI sector itself is growing. The good thing is that the knowledge is spreading so fast that it's difficult to catch up, but then you have to put an effort. So maybe another 5-10 years AI will still have a lot of high speed growth. Like the first batch came, we're talking about GPTs. Today these guys, they're learning agents, so the things are moving very fast, so they have to be prepared for that, put the efforts. And luckily Bangalore has benefit that they are in the ecosystem. Bangalore, Hyderabad, AI is going booming very well. Most startups work from here, so if they are interested, they are looking at that as a career, they have to put some efforts. We ensure that the first placement is done in a very good company. We support that, but that support also comes reciprocally. They have to showcase the interest. They should, when they are sitting for an interview, they should not do some major blunders, because that also kind of gives a bad impression about the batchment. So that is from students. Otherwise, the learn lot of data sets to work around. They have their gate profiles. I think Inosh and all guys, they have worked on their internships. Most internships are paid internships. Inosh is getting paid. Shravya has a different way of working from home, so she has different structure. So that way we will support what is required. We also expect that those efforts are reciprocated, and that because we are also building our kind of future with these kiddos. It's not that just a one-time effort. So it's a building of institution also with the same program. That's from my side.
Understood. So I loved how Akash finished it out there. Okay. All you guys who are actually thinking of doing this course, first thing to remember, it's not going to be easy. You are leaving dentistry to get into a new field. It is like your first RCT patient, like how Inosh told. Was it easy? No, it was not. Similarly, you're trying something new. It's not going to be easy. Is it going to be impossible? Absolutely not. You have finished BDS, you have finished your degree. Absolutely you did, right? Similarly, you can easily finish the degree. But career is not by just finishing the degree. Like how Akash put it, you have to put in the effort. They will give you networks, they will give you contacts, they will give you connections, because you're based on IIHMR Bangalore. Inosh put in where all they went, how many places they went, who all they met. They met Devi Shetty, they went to the Narayan Hospital. It is once they give you those connections, it is your ability to build on those connections and create your career path. Because AI in healthcare is an absolute new field. If you're among those people who think, I am going to try and change the world, I am going to be an innovative field, I am going to be stuck to this field for 20 years, because I know this field is going to stay for 20 years, AI in healthcare. It's not going anywhere. So if you have that mindset, you are willing to be the initial startup guys, make that effort, then this course is for you. If you think everything is going to be spoon-fed, you're just going to have behind the desk jobs, then AI in healthcare is not for you. If you want to know more about this course, Ansari ji has put in details in the chat. There are numbers, call them up, ask them about the scholarship, ask them about the details of the program, and they will explain you in detail. Check out the IIHMR Bangalore entire video. Ask them for the video. They'll show you how the entire college is set up. It is a higher standard of organization. It is one of the most renowned universities in our country. So if you're thinking of joining the course, contact them and do it as soon as possible. With that, we'll call it a wrap. Is there anyone who wants to give any inputs or ask any questions? We can answer them. Please do not forget to go down there to the chat box and give your feedback, because that is what will help us understand what questions we can answer and what we can do better next time. Thank you guys for joining.
Thank you, sir.
Satish, sir.
Thank you so much,
a
sir.
lot.
Thank you, Kundan. Thank you,
Thank you
Akash.
guys for joining. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Nosh. Thank you, Savya.